It's 5:45 p.m., which means it's time for BC TV's Nightly News Roundup. I'm tonight's host, Roland Boyd, and that makes this show 5:45 live. Tonight, we'll talk about the VY siren. It's been blaring all last week. The Putney General Store reopens. Project Feed the Thousands gets a kickoff from us with our Facebook challenge. We'll talk about Bernie Sanders taking on the Constitution of the United States and plenty more. And remember, I'm going to try and do this all in 15 minutes, so make sure you stick with us. We're getting ready for Vermont Yankees' annual emergency siren test. There it goes! Oh my goodness! Hempdale, Redmond, Swansea, and Winchester. In Massachusetts, the sirens are located in Gill, Coleraine, Layton, Bernston, and Northfield. Thursday, December 8th, I was out back here at our 230 Main Street Municipal Center with BCTV Access Coordinator Frederick Noyes. We're one of 37 bullhorns that adorn the VY 10-mile radius evacuation zone are now the siren, which went off at around 1 p.m. on Thursday, went off in the towns of Brattleboro, Dummerston, Guilford, Vernon, and New Hampshire towns of Chesterfield, Hinsdale, Richmond, Swansea, and Winchester. And in Massachusetts, the sirens went off in Gill, Coleraine, Layton, Bernston, and Northfield. I'll just quickly throw out the number for Mark Gilmore at Vermont Yankee. His number 802-258-4168. If there are any ongoing questions about the tests or anything else regarding the emergency plan for VY, that's the number to call again, 802-258-4168. All right, well, with that, we've got to move on here and talk about the Putney General Store, which had its grand reopening this weekend, Saturday, December 10th. The day, which included a big ribbon-cutting ceremony at the store itself, as well as a day of fun for businesses all around downtown Putney, and some live music at Next Stage and more, was attended by BCTV ED Core Trowbridge, who stepped into the 545 Live senior news correspondent seat for a moment. She was filming out there with BCTV producer Deborah Lazar. They got some great interviews and footage. Let's take a look.
So as you can see, we've got a huge crowd here. Very busy.
I tried to purchase this place 3 times in the last 10 years, and every time we never made it. That's all I like to do. I always want a general store.
The second fire, and left us nothing but a hole. So we regrouped and started building again, and we really felt like this store and business wasn't just a store and a building.
There is a real community spirit here, and that's what makes this a great community to live in and to represent.
During my childhood visits to the general store, our governor writes, I often bumped into Putney's best governor, George Aiken. I'm proud to follow in his footsteps, and it's great to know with the stores reopening, I may have the opportunity to meet one of our future leaders at the counter buying lollipops.
I know everyone wants to cut that darn ribbon.
The Putney General Store's reopening ceremony this past Saturday. Well, last week at the regularly scheduled Select Board meeting, the Brattleboro Select Board accepted a proclamation declaring the month of December Project Feed the Thousands month, with an overwhelming need and a slew of hungry people in Brattleboro and the surrounding area. The Project Feed the Thousands has stepped it up. Here's project co-founder George Haynes when he came into BCTV a while back to talk about just why this fundraiser is so important.
In my wildest dreams, I never thought that we would be at the level that we are now in terms of hungry people. As Larry said, when we started 17 years ago, and as we start our 18th campaign, we said, wow, there's 1,000 people in our area, 1,000 people in our area that are hungry. And now that number is probably, if you take not only the greater Brattleboro area, but some of the other communities where the campaign is being run, probably approaching 15,000 people, between 12 and 15,000. It's mind-boggling.
All right, now, today we're going to kick off the 545 Live Project Feed the Thousands Facebook Challenge. I'll talk about all that in just a minute and what it means for me sitting here at this desk today. But first, I want to take a brief rewind in time to earlier today when BCTV Operations Manager Vlasta Popelka joined me at Hannaford's to film the official trailer for this new fundraiser kickoff. BCTV's Roland Boyden here for 545 Live. We're doing a special on Project Feed the Thousands. Of course, December is Project Feed the Thousands month. I'm at Hannaford's right now picking up my personal favorite thing to drop in the Project Feed the Thousands box here, and that's toothbrushes. But there's plenty of things you can do when you're at the grocery store. Pick up some peanut butter, macaroni and cheese, or canned goods, or you can get their $10 Helping Hands box, which are conveniently located at the front of the store and are jam-packed with food. Now this month, Project Feed the Thousands is looking to raise 25 tractor-trailer trucks worth of food, but they're also looking to raise $100 grand in cash. That, coupled with my love of alliteration, is why we're kicking off the 545 Live Project Feed the Thousands Facebook Challenge. Here's the deal. I'm going to write a personal check out of my bank account for $100 to Project Feed the Thousands, but it's a match donation, so I'm going to need $100 raised collectively from all of you viewers out there, and you have 1 week to do it. On Friday's edition of 545 Live at 5:45 p.m., I'm going to get that checkbook out, and I'm going to check our Facebook page and see if 10 people have donated just $10 to Project Feed the Thousands. So, here's what you do. Head to Facebook, like us at Brattleboro Community Television or 545 Live's Facebook page if you haven't already, and put a comment on this YouTube video telling us that you have in fact made a donation. You can find out all the ways to donate at projectfeedthethousands.org, projectfeedthethousands, all one word.org. I hope to see you and your comments and your donations on Friday's edition of 545 Live. All right, there's the official trailer taped by Vlasta Popelka, filming me at Hannaford's earlier today. Now, as I've stated here, I've got my checkbook here, personal checkbook, and what I'm going to do, and hopefully the goal of all this, is to show that even if you don't have a lot to donate, you can still make a difference. Certainly tough times for everybody, and when you're fending for yourself and struggling, it's hard to think about putting your money towards the needs of others, but every little bit counts. Believe me, I know I'm working for the non-profit sector here. But I'm going to write a check for $100 to Project Feed the Thousands. Now, before I sign this, I'm going to need to see a match donation from all of you viewers out there. What I want to see is 10 different viewers donate $10 each to Project Feed the Thousands. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to post the video that you just saw off of our YouTube channel onto BCTV's Facebook page. And if all of y'all go there to that Facebook page and make a comment there on that video, tell me that you have in fact donated $10 to Project Feed the Thousands. You saw the website there, but I can put it up again. So the magic of our internet thing. Donate. You can go right there. You can also drop off a check to River Valley Credit Union. Pick where you want to send this, the amount you want to type in. Let's put in $10. All we're asking here. Certainly not a lot, and you can donate right there. So, Brattleboro Community Television, if you go and write us a comment on our video, tell us that you've donated $10, just donated $10, something like that. Then we will add them all up this Friday, and I'll find out if I can indeed sign this check. Now, Scouts Honor, just post there as soon as you've donated. We're not going to do any background checks. We're not going to need to see any receipts. Just get out, do your part, post on Facebook, tell us that you've donated, and hopefully I won't have to tear this check up come Friday at 5:45 p.m. Hopefully I'll be able to throw the John Hancock on it and head down to River Valley Credit Union myself to drop this off. The 545 Live Feed the Thousands Facebook Challenge. Help me get this check signed over. Again, $10 is all it takes. I need only 10 of you, but hopefully more. Head to our Facebook page, search Brattleboro Community Television or 545 Live on Facebook. Like us if you haven't already. Check out the YouTube video that we just played and write a comment underneath the video there telling us that you have donated. All right. That took up quite a bit of time, but I still want to talk about some other things, including Vermont's one of Vermont's most notorious senators, Bernie Sanders. Now he's taken on the Constitution, and many believe for good reason. Last Thursday, Senator Bernie Sanders Let's get the close-up camera here. Senator Bernie Sanders proposed an amendment to the Constitution to exclude corporations from First Amendment rights to spend money on political campaigns. The bill is a reaction to the 2010 Citizens United versus Federal Elections Commission decision, in which the Supreme Court ruled 5-4 that the government cannot put limits on election advertisements funded by corporations, unions, and other groups. Democrats have charged that the decision essentially treats corporations as people who can enjoy First Amendment rights. Sanders' amendment, S.J. Res. 33, would state that corporations do not have the same constitutional rights as persons, that corporations are subject to regulation, that corporations may not make campaign contributions, and that Congress has the power to regulate campaign finance. Now, the message from him is that he has not taken the Constitution lightly, but that this is necessary if, in fact, the American people are going to take back their election process. Let's take a look at what Bernie had to say.
The U.S. Constitution is an extraordinary document which has served our country well for over 200 years, and in my view, it should not be amended often. But in light of the disastrous Supreme Court's 5-4 decision in the Citizens United case, I see no alternative but a constitutional amendment.
A few more things before we wrap up and head into the calendar, including the Arts Endowment Fund, which awards more than $85,000 for projects across the state, has donated to or funded 3 artists from our area. Among the recipients are Stephen Proctor of Brattleboro, who got $3 grand to support the creation and presentation of a series of ceramic abstract sculptures. Bronwyn Sims of Brattleboro, who got $1,000 to support the artist's solo show involving multiple characters that all find themselves trapped on the same train that just hit a pedestrian. And John Willis, founder of Insight and longtime photography teacher at Marlborough College, got $2 grand to support the creation of new photographs. All right, and with that, I believe we're going to rock into our calendar. But first, we got to do some weather, courtesy of Brattleboro Union High School's Morning News Advisory Program, BUHS-TV.
Nope, there's no chance of snow today or tomorrow. But thanks for asking. So today it's going to be sunny, a high of 44 and a low of 14. And for tomorrow's weather, we're going to have a high of 44 and a low of 25. It's going to be a little bit warmer tomorrow, but still going to be pretty cold. So bring a jacket to keep yourself warm. Now back to Tristan and Sumaya.
Or in this case, back to me. Now, you can catch the full broadcast of BUHS-TV weekday mornings, excluding Wednesday when they take the day off. That starts at 10:15 a.m., 2 clicks up the dial on our government and education sister channel, Channel 10. And you can catch the rebroadcast of their shows directly following this here 5:45 Live at 6 p.m. They've got some great things. They do morning news advisories for students and parents. They also do sports news, weather, like you just saw, and some cool specials. One of my favorites is the This Day in History series. They also do a sign language sign of the day and more. All right, with that, it's time to hit our calendar. Apparently it's Project Feed Month, as our calendar department, again, works on their typing skills. For this, I'm going to head to the iBrattleboro Master Calendar, which is what I do whenever I'm compiling this show, and is what anybody else out there can do. If they are looking for more information, of course, we have precious little time left, so you're going to have to root around for the bevy of events coming up in Brattleboro yourself following this bulletin for Transition Putney's Pub Night. It's going to be monthly now at J.D. McClement's Pub on Route 5 in Putney from 6 to 8 p.m. Got just a few seconds to touch on the BCTV schedule. Quick glance here. I'm going to go to BrattleboroTV.org to look and see that we've also got a library lecture at 6:30 p.m., Transition Putney Local Investing at 10:30 p.m., and more for BCTV and 5:45 Live. I'm Roland Boyden saying thanks for watching, everybody.